Hello and welcome to this edition of Journalist Hangout. I am Dakpo Aruwa Joye. Today on the Hangout, Niger State government says it borrows 400 million naira monthly to pay workers' salaries. And President Buhari finally breaks his silence on the Fulani Herdsmen crisis. Does the Nigeria military now know the whereabouts of Chibok girls? Journalist Hangout starts now. Many Nigerian states have been terrorized lately by the suspected Fulani herdsmen from the north to south, east to west. Each of these zones has had a bitter taste of the brand of terror. Agatu villagers in Benue State are still counting their losses, and some Nigerians wonder why the federal government has not taken a strong position on the issue. But after a long wait, the federal government calls silent hard work to end the Fulani herdsmen crisis. President Muhammadu Buhari has given the marching order to security chiefs and the Inspector General of Police to fish out those behind these senseless killings. But why take this long before admitting that these Fulani militia poses a great danger to our national security? My colleagues and friends and guest today, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, thank you very much for coming around.
Good evening, viewers.
Charles Ideo, nice having you too.
Thank you, Dabo. Glad to be here.
And Adekule Yusuf, nice hanging out with you also.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Jide, let me start. At last, the president says, okay, now we have to take this case so serious. Why did it take the federal government so long to realize that the Fulani herdsmen poses a great threat to this country?
Why did it take them so long?
Mm-hmm.
They are in the best position to answer that question, not me. But what I can say is that it is reassuring that at last our president has responded to this clear and present danger. Because, look, the way those guys were going, they could just have set Nigerians against one another, because you can't go to someone's ancestral land to rape their women, plunder their land, chase them out of their land, and expect that they won't fight back.
And kill the people also.
You should expect that they will fight back. And what has happened, you saw there was a story that we got this afternoon that even those villages, 7 villages in Enugu State that were attacked, the residents are already harming themselves. So the day when every Nigerian can go around with arms and ammunition, we are doomed as a country. We'll just be like South Africa, where for a stick of cigarette, you could lose your life. You know? Because guns are everywhere. In South Africa, guns are everywhere. You are involved in a shouting match with someone. You could just pull a gun at you and kill you. So we don't want Nigeria to descend to that level. And that's why we expected a very strong reaction. What we've got is just a reaction, in my view. The president must proceed from merely saying that, look, we will deal with this situation. Must proceed by showing clearly we need to see action. He's a retired soldier. Soldiers are known for action, not for rhetorics. And we know that our president doesn't talk much. Now, we need to see him act decisively, because this is a great threat to the Nigerian nation. I like the fact that the Katsina state governor came out, yesterday to say, look, a lot of these people are not Nigerians. We have said it on this program, that the elements, some of the people causing this trouble are elements from Boko Haram. Because it's easy to sit back and just conclude that, oh, these are Fulani people. But there are mercenary Boko Haram mercenaries operating now in the south. The suspicion that some of us have is that because Boko Haram could not find a foothold in the whole of southern Nigeria, they are now trying to find a foothold at this time by all means, by manifesting in form of Fulani herdsmen. And their pattern of destruction, pattern of operations, pattern of killing campaign is very similar to Boko Haram. So people should begin to ask questions. I'm happy that the Nigerian army, at last, they are beginning to say, oh, what is going on looks like Boko Haram in another form. It shouldn't be taking us ages before our security agencies do the needful, before they realize that, look, this is dangerous, and this pattern suggests that it could well be Boko Haram manifesting in a different form. Because this, in my view, is what is happening. And I've said it here before, that this is, we can't just dismiss those people as Fulani herdsmen. Okay. A lot of them are not Nigerians. They can't even speak a word of Nigerian language.
Okay, let me take it to Charles.
Yes.
The federal government, with the intelligence, with the power towers, and the security agencies like the DSS, the military, should have nipped this in the bud initially before you have scores of people recorded dead. Yes. Why is it that it took them a long time? Though we thank God they've woken up to reality, but why did it take them a long time?
Well, if you look at the trend for a while now, you see that our military have always not been proactive enough, because there are information available to them. People always, most of them always have this pre-knowledge about whatever is going to happen. But I think the rate of reaction is always very slow.
Because when you mention pre-knowledge, because most of the people say, if this Boko Haram, if these militias want to attack, you see that the people, the part of them will leave the town in droves.
That's what I'm saying.
That sensing, they will take their cows away. So sensing that they are coming in droves to come and attack. So I kind of wonder why they take too long.
Let's use the Enugu incident as an example, for instance. Although there have been denials by the governor that
and even the police, is it true that the police?
But the question I ask myself is that, I lived in Enugu before. In Enugu town, Enugu city, you have the 82 div, all right? Then you have, several. Okay, you have several. Okay, you have the police state command, right? Is there? Then you have the divisional commands over there, all over. The question I'm asking, when this thing was going to happen, and then there was an alleged call by a governor. Then even the locals also.
Governor has denied
no,
that.
hold on, I said there was an alleged. I said it. Then the locals also, I understand, they also raised the alarm. The question is that, why did they not move in? Why did the military and the police not move in after the thing has taken place, in order for them to forestall any reprisal attack? I ask myself, if they truly are Fulani men, Fulani herdsmen, look at it's customary of Fulani, or it's not customary Fulani men for them to rent houses in cities or in town. What they do is that they usually move their accounts outside they are nomadic in nature. They're nomadic in nature. So if for instance, and they actually, if they take on a village, for instance, now, for you to kill about 20 persons, it doesn't take, it takes more than 5 minutes, right? So how could they have just disappeared into thin air and there's no single trace of any of them? That's why I'm worried that when information comes to the police or comes to the military, why are they always slow? They are always very slow, and they are not proactive enough. That's why we're in this state.
Sometimes they don't even do what
they don't even do at all.
At all. What do you think?
They'll go and take
What's
side.
your own take?
If you look at the trend of this crisis, it's not new. It's been on for a long time.
Yes.
And everybody seems to be complacent. Fulani herdsmen. Believe me, I actually don't believe they are part of Nigeria killing fellow Nigerians.
Well, you said even the Yoruba man can put on a hat
that is where I'm going. These are pure criminals. If you go to Okiogun area, they've been battling with this crisis for ages. And you will see the House of Representatives, all the traditional rulers, they've always been gathering together to solve division, yet they are unable to crack the nut. What I'm trying to say is that when you look at it, even our leaders are not sincere. In the last Senate, somebody brought a bill. Instead of solving this crisis, somebody brought a bill to the National Assembly, calling it the National Grazing Bill or something like that. It's like A new version is in the House of Reps now.
Yes,
the one in the Senate seems to have died, according to
yes.
because the senator from Niger State. Now a new version is in the House of Reps, and somebody was on the TV, national TV yesterday, defending the same thing. That according to the Land Use Act, which Obasanjo passed in that all the lands in Nigeria belongs to so, and that the governor is holding his store for Nigerians, not people of that state, and that any Fulani that this. I said, do people really understand that the sensibilities in certain part of the country may not be the same with other parts of the country? Why are we trying to show that the country belongs to a section of the country more than some other sections of the country?
Sensitive about that.
We need to, because when you said these are my cows, I don't make my livelihood on cows. I'm a farmer.
Yes.
I spend my money, I spend my energy to to get my crops.
And you
bring your cows.
You need government support even for farming.
You bring your cows to eat everything I have labored to get. Would I take it lightly?
You are no.
And any little reaction
you
from
can
me,
react.
you calm me down with your gun, with your bow, with your arrow, with your everything. And you said because of one Land Use Act, that because of this, some people should still come again. We should try to show that we all belong. This country belongs to everybody. Everybody.
Okay, let's look at the ways in which the military or the security agents are going to go by. You see, do they just arrest anybody on the road now? I mean, if you see cows with you, would they arrest the person and the cow,
or arrest
the cow and leave? Because I don't understand how they. At the end of the day, if you arrest them, they might say, okay, you are being. I don't know, being tribalistic.
But I think, okay,
let me take it to Jide.
I think that what will happen is they will respond maybe in a non-characteristically brutal manner to any attack by Fulani herdsmen or the Fulani militia. I think after the president has spoken, because this has really embarrassed the president. I've seen comments like, look, he kept quiet because
he's a Fulani
man. And for me, it's really painful to read things like this, because you don't know what is going through the man's mind. There's no way that anyone can convince me that Buhari is not embarrassed by what is going on. Yes, they may not have handled the matter properly, no doubt about it. Those who do not know that are those who do not believe in telling the government the truth. They may not have handled the matter appropriately. But the reality is, the biggest role that any government plays is the protection of the citizens of that country. We've seen governments go down simply because about 20 people were killed. Fulani militia have killed 710 people in 10 months. That is aside from Agatu killing. So they killed at least 100 people in Agatu. As we speak, those people who were killed in Enugu State, they are still recovering corpses from the bush. Up till this morning.
More than the number that was given.
Yes, of course, anytime the security agencies lie to you about casualty figures. Because now, if about 710 Nigerians have been killed by the Fulani militia alone in 10 months, you know already that they are already even rated the fourth most brutal terrorist group. There's no doubt about it. These are terrorists that we are dealing with. A lot of them are not from Nigeria. They are from Chad. They are from Niger. There are forests through which they come into Nigeria, extensive forests. So it's even difficult to effectively monitor them. Our borders are porous. A country that has borders as porous as our own. In fact, it is said that 1,400, there are 1,410 illegal entry points into Nigeria.
That you won't.
So people will always breach our security, will always come here and mingle with us without.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Illegal entry points for people, not cows. Because when you
Well,
come
cows
with,
up, but they have their own
so
cows.
they come in large, and people don't even care even find out where you coming from with all these cows.
It's different.
Nobody to monitor.
No, it's different. Where they don't just go by the road where you can easily monitor them.
They go through
the bush. They want to feed their cows. They are not like they are not like tourists that they want the best part of your community. No,
they don't pass
through your main roads.
They are not interested. They love where they can have green grass to feed
and water also.
And water. So these are not conventional roads.
So and when it is time to sleep, they sleep in the bush. So it's very difficult for people to monitor them. This matter, we've allowed it to drag for too long. I can't tell you. As we are now, Lai Mohammed said government has been working silently, or is it quietly?
Secretly.
But they are supposed to be talking to Nigerians.
Yes.
That is my...
And I guess somebody spoke to me, he said that it's not that government is not concerned, that government has been doing something about it.
What are they doing?
And that government does not want to talk about it so as not to inflate the insecurity concerns.
So now what is happening now?
By doing that,
talked about it.
But by doing that, you achieve the opposite.
Okay.
Yes.
What you have now is you have a country that one criminality is pitting several, communities against another. That the north versus the south, which is not true. If we are done the needful, if we are done the right thing,
and again, Charles, one cattle is not cheap.
It's not
very expensive.
Exactly.
And now, are you telling me those people sell those cattle in this country and we don't even tax? They don't even tax them.
Taxes.
Many of those people you see following cattle are not the owners.
Yes, I was going to go there.
The real owners are big men up there. So they are like petrol attendants. They are like salesmen.
So custodians.
Charles, I'll come to you. Let me quickly take DK. He's calling from Lagos. Good evening, DK.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please, there's something I want to draw your attention to.
Okay.
The earlier we tell ourselves the truth in Nigeria, the better for every one of us. Every time these people cause trouble and we sit down here in Lagos and then we defend them. In my town, I will go and find out because these people are causing mayhem everywhere. We see them. If you are going from Enugu to Port Harcourt, they have a place called Okigwe. You see them by the roadside there. So they know these people very well. In Soka, they have been waiting people for years. So we know them. You don't come and tell us that those people were imported. If those people were imported, then are you telling me that the people in Okigwe, when they killed, they caught a what they call a pregnant man by the stream and tore her stomach open and removed the child and kept it by the roadside? And when the people demonstrated, when they take action, police came from Enugu and packed the people of the town and they were looking at the militiamen there. What happened? By Friday, because I'm from Enugu, we already know that they wanted to attack. People shouted. They were seeing these people gathering. They contacted the head of the Alpha people in Enugu. The man now alerted the government. So these people were already gathering by Saturday, Sunday. We already knew in Enugu. And then by Monday they attacked. You can't come and tell me that those people were imported. The outside people, the Fulani people in Ansoka who read cattle, they know those people. They know them very well. So you don't come and defend them. When they do evil, they come here and defend them. But they don't defend you out up there.
Who is defending them?
Are you watching us?
For you to come and tell me, this is not the first time I heard it, that these people may be some other people, they will go and wear clothes like Fulani people and then go and attack. When people bomb pipeline in Niger Delta, we give reason. We already know that these people are militant.
Okay, DK, I think there's a mix-up somewhere. If you say nobody is defending anybody. Nobody is defending them. And we will not defend murderers, please.
We are all hard on them because we are not happy about what is happening.
But the reality is, a lot of those people killing Nigerians, those so-called Fulani herdsmen, are not Nigerians.
Okay.
Even Fulani men lose their cattle to cattle rustlers from Niger Republic. That's the point that we are making. You can't just conclude that they are all Nigerians.
So what I was going to say, one thing that I'm also very much afraid about in this is a new development. I don't know if you saw the press release, which was purported to have been written by the police, Enugu police, state police commander to the good.
That they denying, right?
No. They said it is the activity of hoodlums. The question I asked is
that's the first one.
Hold on. Let me build on this thought. The question I asked myself, when was the investigation carried out?
I wonder.
That you now decided, they said
you
they
now
are
know
not
the hoodlums.
Now they are now saying,
and they said the investigation is still on.
It's still on, and then you say that they are not herdsmen, they are hoodlums. I asked myself, we are all familiar with the activities of hoodlums in Lagos.
Yes.
They always have a cause to attack. If, for instance, in Oshodi, there's money to be shared amongst the hoodlums, and then somebody felt cheated. He goes berserk, and then he start attacking. The question, okay, these hoodlums, what is the cause of the attack on this community? That you now immediately, you have not even carried out the investigation. You already said it's the activity of the hoodlum. That's number one. Number two, the way I asked myself, what is the sanctity? What's the value of life in Nigeria these days? What is the sanctity of life?
Even for the
police to say no, it's only 6 that were killed. Only. Now underline the only. Only 6 were killed. It means that. So when you tell, okay, what was it? So the report was said over 20 were killed. Police said no, it's only. I asked myself, even if it is one life, do you know recently a dog died in America? A police dog. The US gave that dog a state burial.
Yes.
Bought coffin, and then they did salute for that, for a dog.
A canine.
A canine, yes, for a dog. But I asked myself, when somebody dies, okay, 20 people say no, it's not 20. It's only 6. Come on. I said, what is value of life in Nigeria?
Do you know what I'm arguing about all this? Why do our security agencies always expecting the president or the government to give directive before they swing into action? You may battle. This has been an issue that has been giving Nigerian, a migraine over the years.
He gave a directive not to sell in the jerrycan yesterday without waiting for the federal.
Is that the number one trouble of Nigerians?
Wonder.
The real problem, Nigerians are dying, they are raping the women, they are killing children, they are destroying people's means of livelihood, and the government, the security agencies are waiting for the government to talk before they do their work. Why are we paying people who cannot do their work?
Even the Agatu killings, until the president
speaks,
said, okay, go.
That is when it is.
Nigerian army should go and take over that place. You will not see, no action will be taken.
I wonder.
Is that proper?
And they should be reprimanded for that.
It just shows we don't have a police force that we can be proud of. We don't have a police force that we can be. If we had, we won't even be relying on the military to crush every little.
Sadiq is calling from Kano. Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, wonderful. Good evening. Nice having you around. Your contribution, please.
Nice. Brilliant discussion going on.
Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Sadiq, calling from Kano. We have been following your discussions with the brilliant institutions now, and we pray the support of God all through. Pertaining to the insecurity that is going on in the country, the issue is very critical, and you have said it all. Like I thought what Mr. Ide was said, that where are our security personnel for all these things? If you have 20 people here, it is less than.
Sadiq, I'm finding it difficult to make sense of what you're saying. Sorry, Sadiq, the line is not too good. We find it difficult to make sense. It's breaking. So try and call back, please. Thank you very much. Let me go to Jide. What do you think is going to happen? So are we going to have absolute stop to all this?
No, I've answered this question before. I said what will now happen is their reaction every time, because what these guys do is when they attack a community, they stay there for some time. They stay there. Remember the incident that almost led to the death of the killing of the former governor of Benue State. After they attacked those communities around Gwe West in Benue State, they remained there, and the governor was visiting the community. And the security men saw these guys that clearly they had numbered this governor's security, and they were carrying even more sophisticated weapons. They had to beat a retreat. I interviewed the governor and he told me, he said, look, the people that I saw, you can't call them Fulani herdsmen. Really? And that was in 2011 or so, 2012.
Just imagine how many lives would have been saved if action was taken
So
immediately.
this is not something that started today. Look, Boko Haram did not start in one day. Boko Haram did not even start in 2009. When people say, oh, it began in 2009, of course, that's not true. It didn't start in 2009. It was a gradual build-up. It was a movement. Gradual build-up. And then by the time Nigerians realized, because we didn't respond quickly, by the time we realized it, they had become so strong. Okay. And then we Nigerians, as we usually do, we take side based on our religion and our ethnicity. At the time when Hejrika was crushing Boko Haram, some people said, oh, we will take a Hejrika before the World Court. You know? Yes. And the president, because we had a very weak president at that time, Jonathan, very weak president, Jonathan just decided to remove Hejrika. He removed Hejrika in January 2014. By June, July, Boko Haram had begun to take Nigerian territories, beginning with Goza and then Damboa. They now even started saying, okay,
name caliphate. I'm planting their flags.
Yeah. What they couldn't do under Hejrika, Nigeria did not lose a single territory to Boko Haram under Hejrika. But it is on record.
But Jide, we need, no matter what, we need
to. So what we need are security men that are strong, that can take action even sometimes without a recourse to the president. Take decisive action. If you know that this is the best thing to do for your country, you take the action. You shouldn't be afraid.
But the fear now is we need to eat meat in this country.
No, okay. It doesn't stop us from it. It doesn't stop our...
What will happen? We need to accommodate these people.
Right. Don't trivialize this thing.
Let me say this.
Please, it has nothing to do with we need to eat meat.
What about ranches? What
about ranches?
No, if you had waited, you will get what I was going to say. So what is going to happen? How do we accommodate the real herdsmen?
Okay. We know the real herdsmen.
So how do we accommodate them? Is it the grazing or what do we do?
No, let me the real herdsmen, hold on, one by one. Okay. The real herdsmen that we know, they don't go about killing people. Yeah. That is the point. We've made this point. People may choose not to believe, but that is the reality. Cattle rustling, after Boko Haram, cattle rustling has accounted for the death of more Nigerians than any other thing. In one incident in Zamfara State in 2014, almost 200 people were killed.
Yes, I remember that.
In a market by cattle rustlers. They came to steal cattle. They came all the way from Niger Republic to kill our people. So the Nigerians who legally rear cattle and who sell to us, we know them.
Joshua, good evening. Hello, Joshua. You're calling from Enugu. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
This is Engineer Joshua calling from Enugu State.
Yeah. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So please, this is a serious matter, and I would like all the news medias should take a decisive measure to at least to help some unlearned. This learning of a thing, people don't understand it. The way they are doing, or the way they are, that is, going around, spoiling people's things in Enugu State. When you open your mouth and say anything, I am telling you, they will start fighting you immediately. They will not even, there is nothing like, they will just say, and they will start action. And they know how to mingle inside their cows. You understand? Any striking mistake you want to do, enter inside the cow, you not see them. The next thing you will see them on your face with knife or cutlass. You understand? So it's not just magic. It's something that they have been learned. They are since their childhood. I was in Taraba State. I studied them and I know them. I mingle with them. I personally have cows. I do give to them. You understand? I pay them. But the way they are doing here in Enugu, I'm sorry. The government should do something about it. If not, guys, youth are preparing war, total war. I am telling you, total war. They are preparing. So thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Joshua. We need to go on a short break now to sign out of TVC Entertainment. We'll continue on TVC Nigeria. When we'll come back, we'll continue with the discussion. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Okay, gentlemen, let's round up on this. So the question then was, okay, what is going to happen? What's going to be the major? Are we going to look at grazing, or what are we going to look at now? Because an order has been given to arrest anybody that goes around with anybody herding cows, I think. So what's going to be the action now? Should we leave them?
That's not what they said.
So what is it? Well, so the action of the IG, how is it going to take? How is the action going to look like?
When you call somebody an herdsman and you are carrying sophisticated weapons around, are you saying those weapons are to protect your cattle? The security agents know what to do.
Okay.
This is not a new phenomenon in Nigeria. We've always been having, herdsmen since ages. So now that criminals have infiltrated, they should disarm them. Yes.
Okay. Not that anybody will count.
Then, if it is possible to gather them together, maybe you register, they know all of them.
Wonderful.
So you ask them to purge themselves. That's the best option. That you know me, I know you. If somebody comes in here, I say, come on, you are not a journalist, I don't know you. Maybe you need to introduce yourself. Maybe all those actions will work.
Okay.
But the case of allow criminals to kill Nigerians, we shouldn't tolerate it.
Are they allowed to just go anywhere?
No, in addition to that, that's what I was going to work on that.
Yes.
For instance, there's a short term, there's a long term. The long term may be looking at the ranches, but which may not be something we can be talking about. But in the short term, I think we should find a way of restricting the movement of these cows from village to village, honestly. Because that's what is causing this problem. We saw what the man from Enugu, the first one that talked about Okigwe. Even just to support what Jide said, that the characteristics of an average Fulani man. When we were growing up in those days, my village up to the lies on the road between Auchi, Sabogdaura, and Benin City. Okay, so when they come from Auchi, they walk through my village. If it's nightfall, they get to the school village. The cattle will graze on the field. In the morning, we go and harvest the cow dung, which we're using to plant flowers and the rest of them. So what you saw with them was the shepherd sticks. The herdsman sticks, and then they said they have, and then we shook hands with them. They allowed us to even touch the cows. It's only when you want to do harm to their cows that you find them being violent. So we can restrict their movement from village to village. That's the short run. Then the long run is the issue of grazing. Ranching. Then again, I also want to quickly say this. That, just because of what happened between, what's his name, the governor of, Enugu State. The question I asked myself, what is happening to the security votes that each governor receives? If a governor receives security votes and you cannot secure the lives of property, then they should not be paid. Then if they are not in control, they should not be paid the security vote. What are they doing with it?
Well, if you are the governor,
if they're not,
they call the governor the chief security officer.
In theory,
they call the governor the chief security officer of a state. But he does not control the police in the state. That's the reason why people That is the reason why people are asking for.
If you go there,
state police. That's what I'm saying. So
theory,
what are they do? The money they are being paid, what is it for? What are the security linemen
in
doing?
theory, they are the chief executive, chief security officer.
On paper.
They fund the police almost
in all their states.
And
look at what is happening.
They cannot command the police.
Can't you see?
It's an irony.
No, but don't argue over something that you know is as clear as daylight. They buy vehicles for the police. Look at what Lagos has done. They spend 4 billion on police equipment alone.
Okay, how
and then when they spend security vote, you say they shouldn't spend security vote. There is no governor. Let me tell you, there is no governor that has not bought armor personnel carriers, that has not bought equipment for police. Some even give policemen allowances.
That's what, but how come they are not in control of them? That's what I'm saying.
But that is a matter for the constitution to address. It's the constitution that can address that. We can't blame governors for that.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, at last, the Nigerian Army says it has intelligence on the whereabouts of the missing Chibok schoolgirls. But the commander of Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Leo Irabo, says the abducted girls might still be in Sambisa forest. The military says it has information that there are clusters of people in the forest and they are tracing their footprints, especially those of children. But what is worrisome is that how can you take that report and take it to the media, the one that we talked about? Can we find these girls with this attitude? Ajide, what do you think? How can the media know such when the military should have kept it secret?
The Nigerian Army dissipates so much energy that could be really beneficial to it in the war against terror on propaganda, needless propaganda, saying things that they don't have to say. Even if you are sure that these girls are in Sambisa forest or anywhere, or in Falgore forest, or any forest for that matter, why do you have to say it? What do you want to gain? The Americans knew where Bin Laden was hiding for 3 good years.
And they did not tell anybody.
But you didn't read it anywhere that, oh, we know that Bin Laden is in Pakistan. It's in this Abbottabad, or what's the name of that town? That it is in Abbottabad in Pakistan. He is hiding in one of the caves in Pakistan. He is hiding in the second highest mountain in the world. That is in Pakistan. They didn't say that. They went back to their country, simulated the building where the terrorist was hiding, and by the time they came for their operation, they were very successful. The president and Hillary Clinton, they were watching it live in his war room. You know, they were watching it live, and the Navy SEAL took out Bin Laden. They did it quietly. They took his remains away, and nothing happened. They didn't even kill the people around him, like his wives. They didn't kill them. They did it quietly. What we are saying is, whatever you want to do, talk less. Don't turn yourself to another Kachiku who talks today, gives promises today that he is unable to fulfill. Oh, the first crisis will end tomorrow. It will not end. No, concentrate on how you can win this war, because the president already said, look, that we cannot be deemed to have won the war unless we bring back the Chibok girls. So, announcing that the Americans, they helped you with some intelligence, and this is where these people are, and they are probably around the border with Chad. We know already that some of those communities around the Chad border, those Nigerian communities, the Nigerian Army is not in control of those places. That is those boys that are still in control. But you cannot even imagine that because they are in control of those areas, that's where they kept the girls. They could have taken them elsewhere. They could have taken them even beyond Cameroon or somewhere in the Central African Republic. Terrorists will always shock you. Do you know whether they've even taken those girls to Somalia? You never can tell. They could be anywhere. But you see, if you have information, and this is why the Americans are reluctant to share information with our soldiers, because they cannot be sure of what will happen when they do that. It could even compromise the security of those the Americans themselves. Okay. So this is what the man has done is wrong. They should learn how to talk. The other day, the Minister of Defense said, oh, Boko Haram is now, can only operate freely in 3 local governments. And when it was quoted, when the people reported the story as meaning that Boko Haram controls 3 Nigerian local governments, he said no, that it was misquoted. But what do you mean when you say they are operating freely? Okay. In 3 local governments? Yes. Can you operate freely if you don't control a place?
There's a word that was used that said that the girls might still be in Sambisa. That means even the military is still confused. They're not sure. And when I watched the report where this man was speaking, he was speaking to a CNN correspondent that allegedly visited Sambisa Forest. And the lady was asking, do you have a thermal sensor? Because if you really want to know people are in that place, you need to sense the temperature of the place. You will find it's not rocket science.
They know that people are there. Every time they send those videos of the Nigerian Air Force bombing Sambisa Forest, and you see the Boko Haram guys
running.
So it's not Sambisa Forest is such a big place.
It's a very big.
It's bigger than Belgium.
But now this is still like a guesswork. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you see the thing, like what you just said. I think what we have on our hands is a pendulum that's swinging between propaganda and troubleshooting. As media man, information manager, for instance, when you have an information coming to you, you first of all process it to take a look at it. Is this genuine? It's not genuine. Then what do I do with this information? Who are supposed to be who are the publics? Let me go public relations. Who are the publics? Do you release? Everything military is supposed to be top secret. That's what they call it, TS. In military terms, you don't release information like this because it could compromise the national security.
Or maybe they think the Boko Haram, that's number one.
They
don't listen to news in that.
No, come on, no, I'm not sure so. Then I think because
we that we are not Boko Haram, don't we read news?
So what I'm saying first,
don't forget that this man that is facing trial today, the former chief of defense staff, once told Nigerians that
we know where they are.
We know where the guests are. He was bold that day. I was embarrassed to the court that the chief of defense of Nigeria is telling us that he and his entire military they know where these guests are. And my question is,
after that they start relocating them.
That why don't you just carry your men and go there
and afterwards address the press
after the rescue. About the propaganda, I think what they are doing in Nigeria is just for people to think they are to be seen to be working. So when they release information, our military, they're actually working. Because if they don't talk, we think they're not doing it. So if they talk, then we think they're working. But it's mere propaganda.
They talk, they tell us that they've defeated those guys.
And then they say they're working freely.
There's no territory that those guys don't control, that they don't control anymore. They tell us that, they can no longer launch military-style attacks, that they cannot, in the past, that they will come into a community with Hilux vans, a lot of Hilux vans. Boko Haram attacked military formations just to show them that look, you've not defeated us.
Very, very daring.
In the last 2 weeks, they've been taking the battle to our army, going to military formations to attack them. And the same army that is so heavy on propaganda said, they came in Hilux vans, about 6 Hilux vans. I thought you told us that they could no longer move around like that. 6 Hilux vans.
So that's why I'm saying they want to be seen to be. Okay, take a look at this issue of all this releasing information. I think there was, during President Jonathan's era, we were told that the military, the American, because of this, using their drone, they were able to locate them. Information fit out that they were planning how to gas them.
That's not true.
No, it's part of it.
It's not true.
So, but at the end of the day, they said the people they got information and
so they were wearing gas masks.
It's a lie.
Okay, that's number one. What about how did
what is even true?
From now we
which gas mask?
Okay, but how do we know what is true now? But
you see this thing
propaganda.
With this attitude,
propaganda,
free information out there.
Even the entire military must be embarrassed with this kind of
information.
This is totally unprofessional. And it's unfortunate this information is coming from the man that is head of Operation Lafia.
He almost lost his life when Boko Haram
somebody who's in the theater of the war. Who knows what?
Can I interrupt you and I'll quickly come back to you? I have a call from Jos. Good evening. Wale.
Good evening.
Your contribution, please. Good evening, Wale. Your contribution.
Yeah. Please, I want to contribute for this Fulani Herdsmen.
Okay.
I've been trying. I don't know why TVC is doing us here. People from the north who will call. You will be ringing. It's only people in the south you are thinking.
It's not intentional.
Most of the calls come from the north.
Come from the north.
Most of the calls come from the north.
Okay,
You've been said better.
Use of this opportunity.
To my point.
Yes,
I want
go
to
there.
say about what Mr. DK is saying. I listen to your program.
Okay.
From GJ Otitoju and Co. It's a lie. The man is just. You people did not say what he is. These are the people that are causing problem for this nation. Right from my childhood, I'm from Kogi State, I'm from Ijumu local government. We have been seeing Fulani the way the other brother explained that they will come to their field in Auchi.
Yes.
These are the way we are seeing Fulani in my place. Fulani have been, if you don't touch their cow, Fulani will not do anything. Exactly. But I believe by the power of God and the way we are praying in this country, God will expose those people that are doing all sorts of these things in this nation. God will expose them. Because I know the corruption the federal government is fighting, it will come in several ways for people to destabilize him and destabilize this government. But they will not succeed by the grace of God.
Amen.
Thank you.
And the next one I want to say is about this military. The military, they are not behaving well. They want to continue the way that woman that don't know her name, DSS. Because when we are in school, when we are in our institution, you don't know if we think that the SS are invisible. But look at the way you are seeing the woman will come out, Magdalene, I don't know what her name is.
You see her?
Magdalene. They will tell you that if you do all sorts of things, the SS is here. We don't know that we even go to joint, the SS is there, but now we don't respect them. The military are doing the same thing.
All right, then, Wale.
Good example my brother gave in America, when they want to attack Bin Laden, they did not make noise. Our military should follow President Buhari.
Okay.
President Buhari, I know he's old now, but he should bring out his color. If Buhari did not bring out his color in this nation, we still need somebody to bring out his color. Okay.
All right, then, Wale. Thank you so much. You made a point, and I did interrupt you. With this attitude, are we going to find the girls?
With this attitude, there's no way we can locate the girls. We can't find them. It's not a 1 year. I think it's 2 years in
It was 2
this
years.
month.
Yes. Some few weeks ago.
You want to get from some of the, ex-Sambisa, detainees have met. It's a very, very big area, and people are held in clusters. According to them, those that are held there will be hearing the noise of people they have never seen or met. So when you say you locate this, shouldn't you show us through your action?
They said they are seeing footprints of children. Are the Chibok girls children? Are they children?
I don't even call them, girls now. Many of them will be mothers now. Many of them will be mothers.
Most of them were about 18, 17 when they were adopted. But those 2 years over.
People that are writing YX.
18, 20,
people that are writing YX.
Those ones are not
children.
That's not what to call children.
So who's a footprint of children?
The reality is there are many communities inside
Sambisa Forest. Exactly.
There are many communities, local governments inside Sambisa Forest. So it's not like, it's just a small place. No.
Okay.
More than 7 Nigerian states. It passes through more than 7 Nigerian states. So it's a very large place. It's a very large place. That's why I'm not surprised that despite the operations up till now, those guys are still there.
Okay, well, let's go to the last topic. The federal government recently said about 27 states are finding it difficult to pay workers' salary. As we all know, the Nigerian economy is going through hard times. Oil revenue has dwindled, and allocations to states and local government have gone down significantly. The governor of Niger State, Abubakar Bello, said his state borrows 400 million naira every month to augment the payment of worker salaries. But is this a smart decision? Jude, how smart is this decision?
No, it's not. It's not smart. It's not smart. And I believe that Nigerian governors must be creative. They must be aggressive in not just saving money, but sourcing for money. This same Niger State, the governor, I think they announced that, look, that they want to generate a minimum of 3 billion as internally generated revenue. Now, you need to even work harder. You need to identify areas through which the resources are leaking. The resources are leaking in form of ghost workers. The resources are leaking in form of unqualified teachers unqualified civil servants. Get these people who are not qualified out of the system. Don't play the coward like Adams Oshomole, who identified, the organized an examination, identified civil servants who did not even have any form of qualification. And because the elections were coming,
yes,
after he sent them packing, he brought them back again.
That is political correctness.
Leaders is not with political uncorrectness. And I've given the example of Asiwaju here so many times. Because he did it and he succeeded with it. But coward leaders who are cowards will never be able to take strong decisions. That is the thing. All they want to do is just please the people, and they postpone the evil day.
They want to they want to win an election, and after they want somebody.
Oshomole brought back even people without certificate who got into the civil service. Just because election was coming, he brought them back. It is wrong.
That was why
leaders must not be afraid to take strong decisions.
That was why that teacher found it difficult to read.
Yes,
remember, they organized an exam for teacher and pupil. Pupil passed, teachers failed. And they still allowed them to remain. It's not right.
What an irony. But wait, Charles, a state that is broke, still borrowing, where would they pay back?
But the question is, why would you borrow to finance recurrent expenditure? What will get
you can spend money on
capital project, which to have its own yields in the course of time.
Yes,
that's right. But to borrow to pay, to finance recurrent expenditure is dangerous. Because take a look at it.
It won't generate
anything because hold on. The money goes into the pockets. You use it to pay rent. You use it to buy food. It doesn't bring any money back. No. But this is why I am personally calling.
Later.
But I am calling for fiscal federalism, which I'm sure I'm not the lone voice in this.
That Niger State,
no, in the long run.
The Niger State,
the Niger State you are talking about now. I googled Niger State. They have so many mineral resources. Do you know they have gold in Niger State? They have
commercial
quantity, and it's even
in commercial quantity.
Look, waist deep. You don't have to.
It's the power state.
It's a power state.
That's the largest state in Nigeria.
So they also have limestones. They have kaoli.
These governors are not doing enough. They are not just creating enough.
What do you do?
For money.
You go
now
on
see the pressure they are piling on the president.
That's it.
They want to do what Fashola and the rest of them did that last time when they ensured that Nigeria didn't save money. Now, the pressure, they are piling pressure on the president now that this excess crude
money should be shared.
That's the essence. They want to, they had a meeting today. That is their goal. Share this excess crude. All they want to do with their life is just share. When the president shares the excess crude, that money will be gone now. You will still be back to your problems.
Yusuf, I'll come to you after this call. Can I quickly take this call from Nasarawa? Good evening. Good evening, Ibrahim.
Hello?
Ibrahim, we were waiting for you. Good evening. Your contribution, please.
This is Ibrahim calling from Nasarawa State. Can you hear me?
Yes. We were waiting for your point quickly.
Yes. I want to contribute in respect of this Fulani herdsmen. Yes, in fact, Fulani herdsmen, just like my previous contributors have made, they have been very friendly in the past. But today, I had an experience where Fulani herdsmen have completely changed to terror citizens in our area. They go about with guns, AK-47 and all sorts of these sophisticated weapons. In fact, they chase women when they are farming. In fact, attempt to even rape them. Some they even rape them, send them out of their farms, send their cows into the farms, destroy everything. In fact, I want to believe that not all the Fulani men are bad.
Okay, wonderful. At that junction, we don't say thank you very much. We have limited time. You've made your point. Thank you. Adeku, let me go to you.
Okay, my advice for governors like the one in Niger State. Bello. People like that should learn. There's something I learned in Osun. Governor Aregbesola, was on this kind of initiative. He didn't want to hold, so he kept borrowing money.
He wanted to please everyone.
He realized the reality. What did he do? He set up a committee. The committee was made up of workers among themselves. They will look at what comes in every month, and there's what they call a remodulation of salaries. They will do it among themselves. Since he did that, have you heard noises from Osun again? That, oh, somebody is owing us money. No, they know that the governor cannot turn himself to money. So whatever comes to the state, we share it.
I think that was what Ajumobi was saying on our news.
That is what Governor Aregbesola has done, and that has brought peace to that state. Any governor that can't do that,
we should eat what we kill now.
That's what we kill. We
you can only eat what is available in the pot.
In the long run,
as you conclude.
in the long run, we cannot continue with this issue of unitary system we are running, where everybody goes to Abuja to go and bring. In the long run, to go and cap in hand as well. Let the federating states have at least a modicum of control over the resources buried in the soil.
And use those resources
to
develop,
and then pay a fraction to the center.
To the federal.
Yes, that's
a line, Jide.
What I think that these governors must do now is to stop being cowardly. They need to look at the civil service and ask themselves whether they need all of those workers. If you do a proper rationalization, you will be able to achieve an optimum number that you will probably be able to pay until your finances improve.
Wonderful.
That is the solution. Otherwise, we will continue in 2 months' time. We'll talk about this problem.
I think you should
they will share the excess crude. We will still come back and talk about it.
I think it should start within. They should reduce their own
exactly, first of all, and then the aids.
And for political reasons, they don't want to do that
because they need people.
They want to call election. The Oshomole syndrome.
That's my conclusion.
I think I go by your prescription. Governors in Nigeria should just see what they are doing as a call service. This issue of taking care of themselves alone and their it's not helping the people. It's not helping their states.
Wonderful.
It's not helping.
They want to go to Abuja. Every time they are going to Abuja, they will take what's it called? Charter flights. It's a lot of money.
Many of them even have private jets.
Thank you so much, Adekunle Yusuf.
Thank you very much.
Charles Edeho.
Thank you.
And Babajide Kolade Tizoji. And for those that have called, many thanks. And that's all on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for the final episode of the program this week. And watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11. I am Dakbo Aruajo. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.